Welcome, beautiful soul, for our Yin Yoga practice for our root chakra. Now I invite you to have some props like a bolster. If you don't have a proper bolster, just a rolled up duvet or a couple of pillows for your bed, quite firm, will work. And some cushions, some normal cushions or blocks, whatever you've got handy. That's a good thing about doing it at home. You can literally find something. I'm going to repeat affirmations and I want you to simply notice how those affirmations feel in your body with no judgment. So we're going to start off with a simple toe squat. So you're going to tuck your toes under. If you've got any rebellious toes that get stuck, literally free them. Now for a lot of people, this is a really uncomfortable position. Now, if you've got a bony bum and it's uncomfortable to kneel, then you can place a cushion between your butt and your heels, but try and keep your toes tucked under. And it's one of those that will feel amazing when you come out of it. Keep the rest of the body nice and relaxed. So shoulders relaxed, nice deep breaths. Here comes Miss Lulu. Close your eyes. Take your awareness inwards. And focus on your tailbone. Focus on the base of your spine and mentally affirm to yourself, I am safe. I am safe. And just noticing how it feels to say that. And we all have different ideas as to what feels safe, what is our sense of safety, and there's no rights or wrongs. So just noticing any thoughts, feelings, emotions that may arise as you affirm that to yourself. I am safe. Because right this moment, you are safe. You are secure. You have everything you need. And our roots are also to do with our lower body, our legs, our hips, our feet, our connection with the ground. And most of the time our feet are kind of stuck in shoes, and let's face it, most shoes, they focus on style rather than functionality. And you know, if you ever see someone, you know, the tribes who spend their life barefoot, how broad and straight their toes are compared to Westerners' feet, where your toes are kind of curled under. The thing is, we've got so used to seeing it that we think it's normal for toes to curl under, but it's not actually normal. It's because of the shoes that we wear. So it may feel uncomfortable to have your toes in this position, but believe me, your feet will thank you for it. I am safe. Make sure you're allowing the breath to flow through you. Make sure you're not holding the breath. One more nice deep breath in. And out. And just bring the hands to the floor. Release your toes. Notice that, release the blood flowing back into your toes. Sit back onto your heels. You can keep the cushion here if you wish. And you're going to stretch out the ankles. You're going to lift your knees, your tops of the feet are flat, so you're stretching out the front of the feet. You're also engaging your core a little bit, so shoulders relaxed. Taking a couple of breaths here. And I want you to mentally affirm, I am supported. I am supported. Now you might want to kind of come in and out. You might want to pop the knees down and lift them up again, so your feet are flat. You're stretching the tops of the ankles, squeeze belly button to spines, try and engage your core so you can kind of hold it here, engaging your core instead of using your arms. So you can keep the cushion here if you wish. I am supported. Again, noticing how that affirmation feels in your body. Remember, for me, Yin is more about kind of inviting, giving the body an opportunity to open up in different ways. So we may hold the pose a little bit longer, but without too much effort, without too much force. Oh my God, like a rocking horse. A Lulu rocking horse. And you can do that, you can rock a little bit. One more nice deep breath in. and out. I am supported. Then bringing your knees down. Maybe release the block. You might need it. Again, that's okay. If not, bring your left foot flat to the floor. Try and sit on your right heel. Now my camera sometimes reverses it, so it doesn't matter which way around you do it. Again, you can keep that cushion behind the knee, but you want to try and have this sit bone in contact with this heel. The other foot flat on the floor. Allow that knee to turn out. This hand, bring your thumb and index finger together to make a little circle. Extend the other 3 fingers out. And with the other hand, if you can, if you haven't got a Lulu, have your fingertips on the floor. And think of your connection with the earth. Now you may be inside, you may be upstairs, you may be in a block of flats, it doesn't matter. Visualize, imagine that you are on the earth, that you are outside in the sunshine, in contact with the ground. Visualize your foot in contact with the ground. Visualize the ground beneath your feet. So if you've ever done practice outside, you know that it's, it's kind of lumpy bumpy, and your feet mold down into the ground. So visualize that. So visualize roots extending from your feet down into the earth. And even if you are inside and you're upstairs, it doesn't matter. I want you to imagine with the fingertips that are on the floor, I want you to imagine, again, imagine your fingertips are touching the floor and you're drawing energy up from the earth, up into your body. And you're going to mentally affirm, I am nourished. I am nourished. And you can adjust that foot, press that knee out so we're getting into our hips, so try not to let it drop in. So we tend to think of all yin poses as being like really restorative, so no effort whatsoever, but that's not always the case. It's just sometimes we hold the pose. It's about finding what we call in yoga effortless effort, and it's one of those concepts that it's really hard to explain, but one day you'll just get it. One day you'll be doing something, it's like, this is what it means, effortless effort. So you're putting effort in, but without strain and without, so it's fine. So you're not kind of just like, but you're not, it's not draining you, it's revitalizing you. Because sometimes when we first start, it drains us, we're putting effort in and it's kind of quite draining. But after a while, when you find that effortless effort, you're putting energy in, you're putting some effort in, but you're getting more energy back from it. As I say, it's a concept that can only really be understood. And one day it's like you'll be doing something, and one day you're like, this is what they were talking about. And sometimes it might come quickly, other times it might take a while, and that's okay. So just be patient, be present. Remember that everything will happen in its perfect time. I am nourished. And when you're ready, simply switching to the other side. So if you're using a cushion, placing it behind that knee, adjusting the other foot, finding that point. So you want it to be kind of like a meditative pose, so that you can be in the position and you're not kind of collapsing it, but it can be a meditative in that you can, meditation is about focusing the mind. People think meditation is emptying the mind or not thinking, but meditative, even going for a walk can be a form of meditation. Swimming can be a form of meditation. Tai Chi can be a form of meditation. Walking, painting. It's about focusing your mind on one point rather than, I've got to do this, have I done this, blah, 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 and you're trying to do one thing whilst thinking about 100 other things, blah, blah, blah. And so a meditative pose is just being really present, being really, really present in the moment without fidgeting, without kind of like, what's that over there? I've got to do this. How much longer am I going to be here for? All that kind of thing. That's like the meditative pose. And some days it will come easy. Other days it will be really hard. And it's the days when it's really hard that we need it the most. So when you're finding it a real struggle, breathe even more deeply and just smile to yourself. Just whenever I know I need something, whenever I'm struggling with something, I usually kind of start laughing because it's like, okay, yeah, I really need this today. Obviously, I really need it today. Okay, bring it on, let's have it. Otherwise, if you get flustered and frustrated, it becomes 10 times harder. So again, you're gently pressing that knee out, tucking the tailbone under, but it's not using effort, not using real effort. You can imagine drawing up energy from your fingertips up from the earth. Imagine drawing up energy from that foot up from the earth. If you imagine in the center of the earth, there is so much energy that there is enough to power every single electric appliance in this world 100 times over. So imagine drawing that energy up from the earth. So you're nurturing, nourishing yourself. I am nourished. And make sure the breath is flowing with ease. You relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. And keep in mind as well, when I first started doing yoga, I've been doing yoga for years, and I used to hate Yin Yoga. It's too slow, too boring, blah, 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 blah. And that's probably exactly why I needed it. Because there are times when we need to be still. We're just not used to nowadays being still. Even if we're still physically, our mind is, oh, we've got this notification, this app, blah, 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 blah. So actually, we need stillness more than ever before. I am nourished. After your next exhale, release. Undo your legs, maybe sit on your bolster if you've got kind of tight hips like I have. I've got tight hips, it's more a case of having deep hip sockets, you know. If you're born with deep hip sockets, then that's what you're born with. Simple as that, you know. We've got to work with what we've got. Hold on to your feet or ankles, and if you can, if it feels good today, bring your feet close. If it doesn't feel good, have your feet further away. Remember, we're all different on different days. And you're just going to like slow butterfly wings. Try imagine taking your knees through their full range of movement. Just breathing in and breathing out. And focusing your awareness, your attention on your tailbone, on your root chakra. And whilst you're here, mentally affirm, all my needs are met. All my needs are met. Because right this moment, if you're not starving, you're not dehydrated, you're not in danger, you're not injured, you're not ill, then all your needs are met. I say most of the time, most of the things we worry about, including me, things that I've worried about, especially in the last 2 years, and I'm still here. And so whenever I feel myself getting sucked into fear nowadays, I remind myself that there's been many times, especially this past 2 years, when I have woken up in a state of absolute dread. Literally in a state of dread, absolute fear, of really not knowing how I'm going to look after myself, how I'm going to look after my fur babies. And I've never felt such fear, ever, as I have the past 2 years. Really, I haven't, you know, and yet I'm still here. So whenever I feel myself slipping into fear, I remind myself of that. I remind myself that everything I've worried about the past 2 years has not happened. And even the things that have happened, I've got through them. So I want you to remember that. When you start slipping into fear, remind yourself that you have already gotten through the worst days. You've already gotten through things that you never thought you'd get through, and you're still here. So all your needs have been met. You are safe. You are supported. You are nourished, and all your needs are always met. Press the knees out. Take a nice deep breath in, lift through your heart. As you breathe out, hinge forward. Imagine Try to bring your heart towards the floor, even if you're nowhere near there, it's okay. And release. Release the legs, you can shake them out a little bit. You can spend a little bit of time in Shavasana if you wish. Just lay yourself down and focus how you feel. Or you can carry on with the rest of your day. It's all perfect. And know that you may practice this sequence several times and you may feel differently at the end of each practice, and that is okay too. It's all about what you need today and learning to listen to your body, because your body is so intelligent. Your body knows way more than I do. Your body is way more intelligent than I am. I'm just here to give you some guidelines, and my main aim is to encourage you to develop not only the ability to listen to your own body, but the courage to follow through, the courage to trust your own intuition and to do what you need on each given day. So much love. Namaste. Turiasum kiertoshni kiertum zektira. Urtkaya. Jantorta.